let's get straight to the first one on our show. Sarda Energy, well, the numbers looked a little bit disappointing, particularly on a sequential basis. We didn't see any kind of improvement. The prospects, though, of the business look good because they have that hydropower segment. They'll be saving on some cost. And in all probability, the street is optimistic that maybe the EBITDA number from here on could improve. Mr. Padam Kumar Jain, the director and CFO of the company, joins us on the show. Hi, Mr. Jain. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining in. Most of the steel companies, they have seen a bit of an improvement on a sequential basis. But for your business, there hasn't been that improvement. I understand you have hydro as a part of that business, and there could be a seasonal aspect that played out there. But tell us, what is the blended margins we should be working with from here on? And in the last year, you did close to around 1,050, 1,100 crores of EBITDA. Will you improve in FY24 in comparison to FY23?
Yeah, very good morning, Nigel. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're very clear, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, very clear.
Yes, Mr. Jain, I request you to go ahead and make your point. I was asking you about the margin outlook from here on for the business. You have a seasonal aspect that plays out because of the hydropower plant. But tell us, what is the margin outlook from here on? And if you could give us a sense on the absolute EBITDA number, we have calculated it. It comes in at around 1,060 for last year.
Right. I feel, there is a bit of an audio issue. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll try to reconnect with him. Meanwhile, just keep an eye out of the markets, though. The initial uptick on the Nifty was sold into maybe some profits taken home after a big rally that we've seen already. But from the dips, we've seen a big uptick as well. And that's courtesy Reliance. So up until now, last week we had the IT index do well. Today it's the Nifty Bank which is leading the bulls ahead. And now if Reliance, by virtue of its weight, leads the market further higher, we will perhaps look at all-time highs sometime in the near future as well. The Nifty Bank already there. We have Reliance, which has moved higher up at the high point of trade. By sheer virtue of its weight, it can lift the Nifty higher as well, which is currently sitting with a gain of 117 odd points. So we'll watch out for these frontline indices, though the mid-cap index remains a bit of a fly in the ointment.
All right. Well, Mr. Jain is back with us. Mr. Jain, I hope you're audible. Let's get straight to the point. What is the margin outlook from here on? You have that hydro part of your business, which adds to the seasonality. But what is the margin band we should work with? And also, EBITDA last year did around 1,060 crores. This year, will EBITDA be better than last year?
As you are aware, we are in the steel industry, so it's very difficult to give a very projected figures in the normal course. But yes, hopefully we should be able to achieve what we have achieved in the previous year if everything goes well. So far as hydro business is concerned, although it's seasonal on quarter to quarter, but on annual basis, it will see improvement from here because last year there was some rain shortfall and current year we see a normal monsoon. Therefore, we see a positive EBITDA from hydropower sector as compared to the previous year.
Hydropower business will contribute how much in terms of EBITDA for this year? 240, 250 crores or more?
Yeah, it should contribute somewhere in the range of 250 crores plus minus.
250 crores. And absolute EBITDA was 1,060 crores. You said things will improve. So you're saying EBITDA, though it's the steel business, I understand, but you have some cost-saving levels as well that you're focusing on. So do you think the absolute EBITDA in FY24 can be better than FY23?
Yeah, if everything goes well, it should, because our coal mine capacity is also getting increased from 1.2 million to 1.44 million tons. And there have been some improvement in the capacity utilization. And we expect to get additional permission for additional production in the pellet plant from 8 lakh tons to maybe 8.5 or 9 lakh tons, for which we are moving in application. So that all these things should further add to our EBITDA level.
All right. Let's talk about the other businesses as well. In terms of pellet, you said that you are looking to increase your pellet production. What kind of volume can you guide for in this year? Along with pellet prices, what are the average prices that you've seen this quarter so far? How do they compare to the previous quarter?
This quarter, the pellet prices were in the range of 9,400 around, as compared to the 8,000 of the previous quarter. And, it should remain range bound in the range of 9,000, 9,500, somewhere in between it should remain based on the present trend.
And volumes, what kind of volumes in pellets can you do in FY24?
Last year we had produced about 8 lakh tons, and this year we are expecting to cross that, maybe 8.5 lakh tons. This is what we are expecting to produce during the current year.
Okay, all right. And you were mentioning about you're trying to apply for higher capacity. What is that? Yeah.
No, as of now, our permitted capacity is 8 lakh tons. We are moving an application to permit us to produce up to 9 lakh tons, for which we will be moving the national application.
And when that will come, when do you think this approval should come about to move from around 8 to 9 lakh?
I think somewhere in between the current financial year and before end of the current financial year, if we receive, we should be able to produce the desired output.
So this 8.5 includes the permission that you are expecting will come in this year itself, right?
Yeah. Even if we get, say, by December, then also we should be able to cross that. That should not be a challenge.
Okay. And what about the ferroalloy business? I mean, out there as well, the profitability improved. We had guided for that earlier. But now, what can you guide for in terms of additional sales coming in? There is a new alloys furnace coming in as well.
Yeah, as compared to the previous year, during the current financial year, our subsidiary should increase its production by 50%. And in overall, we may assume 25% increase in the volume from the previous year.
Last year you did around 158,000. So this year you're saying it will be 25% higher?
Yeah, somewhere about 2 lakh tons we should be able to touch.
2 lakh tons. All right, lovely. Also, if you could help us out with what is the Capex plan for this year? You're talking about some mining operations starting, coal mining as well. So could you tell us what is the Capex plan for this year? And I'm just looking at your debt number. I think as of the last count that we have, it was around 700 crores approximately. What is the updated debt number?
There is no material change. Slightly, there might be slight reduction in the debt because we have been incurring Capexes from our internal accrual. So net debt is in the range of 700, slightly lower than that. And Capex during the current year should be somewhere in the range of 250 crores.
250 crores, and your current consolidated net debt is 700 crores, right?
Yeah.
And your borrowing cost, because I think on the hydropower asset, it was in low teens, the borrowing cost. But you have been getting various rating upgrades. Though the cycle is against all because the rate cycle has been moving in the upward direction. What is the borrowing cost as of now? Is there scope to reduce it?
Yeah, borrowing cost was somewhere about sub 9%. Below 9%, it was in the as of 31st March, it was sub 9%. And with the trend changing, I think we should be one is the change in the rate of interest scenario, and second is the upgrade in the rating. So we see a rate reduction from here.
All right, Mr. Padam Kumar Jain, thank you so much for joining in, giving us the details on your business. 8.5 lakh tons of pellets is what you're targeting this year in terms of production. 9,000 rupees is where you believe the prices would be. And at the same time, additional 250 crores EBITDA coming in from your hydropower project as well. We will hold you on to those numbers. The stock up by about 3% odd. With that,